Good morning, everyone. And on behalf of McGraw-Hill Construction, I'd like to welcome you all to the 2012 Architectural Record Excellence in Advertising Awards. On behalf of McGraw-Hill Construction and all of our leading brands, we are here to show you and enforce how we'd like to give back to the profession. You know, we have our leading brands such as Dodge, Suites, BidShare, SpecShare, E&R, GreenSource, Snap, and of course Architectural Record. And just yesterday, actually, we announced a new construction index called the Dodge Momentum Index, which actually is going to track a 12-month leading indicator of non-residential building construction. And I'm sure that this new indicator is actually going to be the one that everyone in the construction industry is going to be watching and looking at to see how they're going to drive their business and what's going to happen next. So if you want to learn more about that, do come and stop by our booth. Before we begin, I'd like to introduce you to some of the key members of the Architectural Record team. We have a number of editors here today, although I can't see them all, so maybe they can stand up and I can actually point them out. Would our editorial team that's here please stand? I see Len right here up in the front, Rita Catanello-Orell, who is our product editor and editor of Snap publication, Joanne Gonchar in the back, and Cliff Pearson, one of our senior deputy editors. Oh, and Laura Raskin. And Beth Broom is right here up in the front as well, our managing editor. And actually, last but not least, is Kathleen McQuiggan, who is celebrating her first year anniversary here at the breakfast as our editor-in-chief. And we're really pleased to reintroduce you all to Kathleen, because she's led us actually this year to our first Grand Neil Award in September, which was a huge, and my microphone keeps going on and off. But welcome, Kathleen. When she started last year, just want you to know, she wasn't fully on staff. It was actually sort of a volunteer assignment. She came in as an early adopter. So welcome, and thank you for coming. We also have our Cracker Jack sales team here, and maybe they can all stand. And I can see where they are. There's Risa Sarin right up in front. Actually, Alan Gettleman's standing, but he's not a member of our sales team. Susan Shepard down right there in the middle from the southeast. Marty McClellan in the back from Chicago. Joe Cisnowski. Pina Del Genio is back there holding the fort. Risa Sarin in the middle. And Lisa Zurk, our newest representative in the Midwest. And Sherilyn Yoke. Thank you, guys. Let's give them all a round of applause for being the best team in the business. Together, this team and a larger group back in New York and New Jersey, in fact, put together Architectural Record, GreenSource, Snap, and they do a fabulous job. And actually, just this week, we were named one of the B2B's Power 50 publications. And this is something that we actually weren't expecting and didn't know about, but maybe some of you had heard about it, because apparently the way they determine the Power 50 is, first of all, it means that you're one of the most powerful vertical or B2B publications to be used for marketing. And so we're thrilled with that. They look at our audience, they look at our editorial product, but apparently they interview a number of advertisers and agencies and media buyers in the marketplace. So maybe some of you were interviewed, I'm not sure, but if you were, thank you. But we're thrilled, because this is a huge recognition for our credibility and value to all of you in the marketplace. So some of the other things I'd like to do while we're here is recognize some of our former jurors that came today. We have a number of former jurors. I know Carol Kurth is right here up in the front, and she's here for the AIA convention to get some of her credits, although she's going to get 2 for being here with us this morning. And Krista Becker, who's just become a fellow from Moore Rubel Udell, is back in the back. Thank you for coming. And we have Steve Dumez and Larry Scarpa and Barry Yoakum out there in the back, the gang of 3. And they were on our jury over the past few years. And Melissa Duffy, who's actually going to join us on stage as a special guest and panelist. So why don't we begin our program and give you a little bit of an overview first of our People's Choice Awards, which I like to call them. So effective advertising is simple and essential, and it's communication and connection, as you know. Our readers look at ads for many reasons that they look at architectural records content. They look for information, they look for inspiration, and they look for enjoyment. The products and services are important to them. At McGraw-Hill Construction, we look forward to this program, as I mentioned, every year to bring back and give back to all of you, to help you and to ensure that your ads and your ad dollars are being spent wisely and are as effective as they possibly can be. We structure the ad awards and hope that it educates our advertisers, as I mentioned, and helps them to be recognized and remembered. Today's panel features 5 practitioners from across the United States. They're selected to represent a wide range of firm types, levels of accomplishment, backgrounds in age, and of course both genders. And we have actually, as I mentioned, a special guest, Melissa Duffy, who's joining us as a veteran of this process. The moderated discussion is going to cover key trends in architecture, building information and modeling, sustainability, practice, graphic design, product selection, and specification. This is a lot of work for all of you, and precisely how advertising can best capture the attention of our reader audience and stimulate interest and inspire action in these critical areas of practice. The session will also review and help architects review and understand how product advertising and by extension can help them apply these lessons to marketing their own services. It's a great learning experience, and that's why actually this year today's program will earn any architects in the room 2 AIA CE learning units, and you'll be able to sign up after the program. And I just was listening to the panelists discuss right now how they came to take courses, and many of the courses that they were signing up for are actually sold out. So that here's a plan. You could take 2 credits, and you don't have to worry about signing up. You're here. You're going to work for it, but it's okay. At least it's part of you'll get something from that point of view. So the learning objectives, so that you know what they are. By the end of the panel discussion, this is making it official. Audience members will be able to explain current market trends affecting the construction marketplace and how these trends affect the architectural profession, discuss architects' insight into effective and inspiring product advertising, describe best practices for presenting product and project design ideas to clients, discuss how architects perceive and use product information presented through advertising. And we'll wrap up our program today with a Q&A session featuring our distinguished panelists and guests. So without further delay, let's begin in earnest the educational portion of the program.